This video is going to be a little bit of a storyline behind my CRF 250R. And right now it doesn't have the fork guards on, but you'll get to that. You'll get to present time of where I am right now. So, yeah, you'll get to see a little bit of the story of this. It's not the best video. It's not really in depth, but it's, I don't know, maybe you'll find it entertaining. Maybe not. But it'll be a build process of this bike from when I got it to pretty much right now. It's pretty much done, but I'll update you that after you see these clips, and then there'll be some riding footage. So hopefully be ripping it within the next couple days. I don't know, we'll find out. Right here, we have a new bike. It is a Honda CRF 250R. It's a 2017. It's got a recluse clutch, and a Yoshimura. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Yoshimura exhaust, and it needs a bit of work. It's been wrecked, but I think we have a pretty good contestant. So I'm gonna try to figure out what's wrong with this bike, or well, first of all, I'll tell you what's going on with it. So, or what I know. So it doesn't start. The clutch cable popped off, and the clutch appears to be stuck engaged, because you can put it in gear, but when it's in gear, it rolls like it's in neutral. It's just in like a stiff neutral. Now, I don't know if I mentioned or not, but this bike has been wrecked. That's why it is in the condition it's in. But I'm thinking I can make a pretty good bike out of it if I can get it running. I'm pretty sure this is a power select. These bikes came with a button that's usually located over here of different power modes. I don't know exactly what they are. I think one's aggressive, one's like comfort maybe, and sport. I could be totally wrong. I don't know a lot about these bikes, but I want to learn. This one's fuel injected, which is pretty crazy. I was looking in here trying to find a carburetor, and then me and my buddy were looking at it under the fuel tank and everything, and we noticed it's fuel injected. And I was like, that's a new realm for me. The only toys I've had are carbureted. Like right here, this is my 150 that I usually ride, and this one's got the good old carburetor. It's a 2014. So I'm gonna tear into this bike. It has bad smelling gas. I think it's old. The airbox has stuff in it. It's filthy. And I don't know a whole lot else. I know the clutch cable linkage is busted, so I'm gonna replace that and do some other things. It's really bright right here. Now that I feel like I'm looking up. We got these lights installed, or well, not installed. You just screw them in. They're really bright. The bright light kind of brings out the carbon fiber. I don't know if that's real or not, but sure looks good. I need to clean this bike, but it's dark. It's late, so I can't do that right now, obviously. But yeah, right here, this is the clutch line. It's supposed to be hooked on here, but it came off. And then the clutch linkage right here, this piece, the bolt is broke off in there. So I'm gonna get a whole new line for it. So I'm gonna start the teardown process, and if I see anything interesting or weird or neat, I'll pick up the camera and I'll show you. Man, I look really white in this lighting. There we go, that's better. Just to be in the dark lighting so you can't really see my whiteness. I ended up checking the spark plug and there is no spark. Now while I was at work, I actually got in some plastics today. I ordered a full plastic kit for this bike, and last time I filmed, which was actually a couple days ago, I ended up taking the clutch cover off and looking at that, and it seems to look pretty good. I'm not familiar with recluse clutches, but I think this one's an auto clutch because it has this screw, and I looked up what it is, and it mentioned things about an auto clutch and like how you can adjust it with the screw. That little blue screw, I don't know exactly what it adjusts, but yeah, I don't even really know anything about these, I'll be honest. But yeah, recluse. Just taking a look at it, just checking it out. seeing if there's anything wrong in there, but everything seems to look pretty good. So I think the main problem for not starting is no spark, so I'm gonna have to investigate a little more on what is causing that. But since I got in these plastics, I am way too anxious, so I'm gonna see how they line up. I don't have bolts yet. They're also coming in the mail, but once I get those in, these will probably be on the bike. I can't really wait. All right, so I got the front two pieces on. This one's just held on by 2 bolts. This one's just kind of sitting there. Still waiting on the bolt kit, but I went ahead and put the clutch cover back on, and I need to pressure wash like this whole bike. It's dirty. It's dirty in there. It'll look a lot better cleaned up. Also, well, you guys have probably seen, I probably showed you the bent radiator from its crash. I just have this front piece sitting here. I was just making sure it fit, because, you know, if it didn't, I would want to return it, try to get the right ones, but this fits good. These plastics are gonna make this look like a whole nother bike. Make it look like a bike, actually, instead of just a frame and an engine. The front looks pretty good. The only thing this kit did not come with are the fork guards. I'm debating on ordering some, but I don't know. The white don't look too bad. I might paint them black. We'll see. Gotta love these lights. The noise of bugs like just bouncing off of them. A suspicion I have about no spark could be that I think this is the power select, and as you can tell, the button's kind of gone. I don't know if this would cause it not to have spark because I went ahead and pulled it off. I might have to order another one. Kind of sucks because they're like $40 to $50, so not really looking forward to ordering that. But gotta do what you gotta do.
So if I'm correct, I left off right where I was talking about getting the power select button. I could be wrong, I don't know, but I got the power select button. This is right here. It lights up blue when you start the bike. I got that. And the power select works, but that was not the issue. I ended up getting a different stator, which is right behind here, because I thought maybe that was the main issue for spark, and it wasn't. So, as you know, the main issue was obviously no spark. So, got the power select, got the stator. My reasoning behind those was because there were just bare wires where the power select was, and then on Thumper Talk and like online, a lot of people were saying maybe it's the stator. None of those were the issue. This was the issue, the CDI. Now, some people are probably like, you know, why did it take me so long to figure that out? And pretty much I just went through the electrical system with the things I knew how to look and knew how to test or replace for cheap. This was the most expensive part on the system. I brought it to a shop, actually, because I just wanted them to run a diagnostic. It took them like 3.5 hours. It was close to $300 just for a diagnostic. And then I got a call saying it was the CDI, and I was like, how much is that? The guy quoted me around $500-ish, and so I said, I'm gonna take a look on eBay. And I found one on eBay for $200, and getting that type of stuff is a little risky because it's used, obviously. Don't know if you're gonna be dealing with people who are actually gonna sell you something that works. So thankfully, I got something that works. I took a little bit of a risk. I got it for $170 compared to $500, so I mean, that's like $330 saved, which I thought worked out pretty good because it worked. But if it didn't, that wouldn't be good. And so pretty much what happened is it took me about a week after I got the stator and the power select, and I brought the bike to the shop, and then I figured out the CDI, blah, blah, blah. Got a call, you know, told me. So I looked online, ordered it. Took it about a week to get here. And I was kind of a little stressed out because I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know if that was going to be the issue, which, well, I knew it was the issue, but I didn't know if I was going to fix it. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a dud, like, well, it doesn't work. But thankfully it worked. I was out here working on it, and then got it in the mail, and I was really pumped. Put it in there, started third kick right up, and I was like, that is awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I got this bike to start. I know this video has been all over the place, and I've probably mentioned that throughout the video. I have, but it has been like a week and a half since I filmed last. So if that explains it, I hope it does. I don't know, maybe not. But I'm hoping I'm gonna get some riding footage, at least some footage of this thing running. I might do a little overview real quick of it because you actually haven't seen it with the plastics on, I don't think. The plastics are on. I put the plastics on and let me just show you. Got the plastics on. Fork guards are not on right now. I'm painting those black, which I think I actually am gonna have to replace them because they're just not in the best shape. Here's a little side view right here. If I can get it on the frame there we go. I'm pretty happy with how the plastics turned out. It also has these red levers. This one kind of bends up a little bit. I'm not sure why. I think I'm gonna replace the grips as well. I need to do some zip tie work with some loose cables. Did it over here. That turned out pretty nice. Ran those down and whatnot. And I thought that turned out pretty good.
Okay, so as you know, the bike's pretty much done. I did one more thing. I bought some grips for it, as you can tell. Got some ODI grips. I really like them. They're pretty nice. And I got one more thing. I got a stator gasket because it has the slightest leak. It's not leaking enough to get on the ground, but when you put your finger under there, it's just constantly got this. It's just a little oily because it just has the slightest leak going on. So I'm gonna replace that and get that fixed up. It's not too big of a deal, but I mean, I would like it to be fixed. So I'm gonna fix it. But first, I think I'm gonna show you guys how the bike sounds. Get a little riding footage. Probably won't be very good, but it'll just be something to show you. Overall, this bike rides amazing. I love the recluse clutch. It's something I've never experienced before, and it's great. So pretty much the main thing was just the CDI. I just needed a CDI, and it runs perfect. Little view of the bike. This thing is one of my favorite bikes I've ever owned. This thing and the 150 are just some of the best bikes ever, in my opinion. As you can probably tell in some of those clips, I'm working on my slow wheelies, and this thing wheelies so easy. I thought my 150 wheelied easy. This thing is just something else. It's awesome. I'm gonna play around a little bit in the field, try to get some of it on footage. I wish I had a GoPro, because then I could like actually wear the camera on my helmet, but I don't. So we're gonna make this work, hopefully. Hopefully it's somewhat of a good angle. If not, oh well. I have like no traction. I just keep trying to pop some wheelies and it is just sliding. It is really slick. I still need a lot of practice on my wheelies, but it's progress. Slowly, but it's progress. So I think that's gonna wrap up the video on the CRF 250R. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It wasn't the best video because it was all over the place, but I thought I'd try to film a little bit of it because I thought it was pretty neat. So yeah, thanks for watching.